Welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and this is Living with Grace. And so, first off, thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I just wanted to speak to you all today about how God has changed my perspective about money and finances. And so I started my journey as a Christian about 6 years ago. When I surrendered my life to Christ, I was coming from a background, a very carnal background, where you just feel and you do. If you like something, you buy it. And not being very conscious of the ramifications from emotionally spending, I just went ahead and I started purchasing things based on how I was feeling. I was just the type of person who was climbing the ladder of success, and I wanted people to see that success. So for instance, I remember just really wanting a car, and I couldn't afford to spend $10,000 on a car, so I would buy hoopties. And then there was a point when I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing, like I have a degree and I'm making more money, like I should have a nicer vehicle. And so like I went to the dealership and I purchased a car, in which I was like making car note payments every single month, and it by far was one of the stupidest financial decisions I've ever made, because the payments were very high and I could no longer afford them, and it caused a lot of stress. On top of the payments being high, I had parking tickets. I had like a speeding ticket at one point, but I did not let that ruin my points on my identity. I made sure like I got that wiped off. I had a lot of ups and downs, and I think that my experience with the car and the expenses really brought me to my knees. And I just remember crying out to God about that, because I felt stuck. I was living in my aunt's apartment in the living room, and I was just like, I really want to get out of here, but the only exit out of here is to get rid of the car. And I didn't know how to sell it. I've been in like accidents before, and so there was some damage, so like the value of the car was depreciating. And then one day I woke up and I went to my car and I found it just completely totaled by a hit and run. And that was it. That was history. And I felt like God allowed that experience so that He can take that burden off of me, because I felt like my life just was so much better after that. Like, of course, like I had to take the train and the bus, and I had to adjust to that. But it didn't take me long to realize that I'm saving money, and this is much better than having the car previously. So yeah. So through that, I felt like it was time for a change. And I think that's where it all started, this journey for just having more wisdom when making purchases, and just being very careful with my finances. I moved out over a year ago into a beautiful apartment here in East Harlem, and life has just been so much better. And I'm just so thankful. Of course, God is still processing me through some things, but I'm learning how to be more financially responsible. I'm reading like Dave Ramsey books and just setting clear goals, and focusing on financial breakthrough and increase. I've been fasting and praying about that, and I've been seeing God move, and it's been incredible. So I just wanted to let you guys know, don't give up. We all make mistakes.